very shortly. The day's getting shorter. She is going to the other direction now. Because this year, Chukas came out, the second day Chukas came out on Pesach. Shabbos. Excuse me. He came out on Shabbos.
That's funny.
So, in Israel, there's no Yontif Sheni Shagoyis, there's no 2 days Yontif. So, on Chukas, the second day Chukas here in America, in Israel, was a regular Shabbos. So they blamed the next Seder, which was Nosai. We blamed Nosai the week after Shavuos, and then blamed Nosai the second day of Shavuos. So they're 1 week ahead of us. So this time Shabbos we blamed Chukas, they blamed Bola, and there was one of the modern temples. So they advertised looking for Rabbi. So one of the candidates that showed up, they have their halacha committee, the Talmidei Chachamim that are going to be examine him, going to give him a test and be boichen. So they said to him, Rabbi, can you tell us what Sedra will be read this Shabbos? He says, how should I know? What am I, a Navi? But anyway, but a very beautiful story about what the Shivas, what the feeling that a person should have for Torah, even though it's Parshas Chukas, but it's first of all telling over a story. It says there in Chukas that Odom Kiyomus Bo'ehel, that Ein HaTorah Niknis El Mishim Emisas Ne'elel. That in order to possess Torah, you have to really give away your life for it. And there was the Biskarov, Rabbi Shulei Diskin. His father was Binyamin. So he was a very big Elui, and at 17, he was a Baki B'Shas, and Poskim 17, 18, 19. And when he came into he shied by his father, so just to show them what he had, he would ask them, what is the shayla before you go into my father? The Binyamin, can you tell me what the shayla is about? They told him, he said, the sock should be like this and this, and you go into my father now. And when they came out after speaking to his father, to ask his father, how his father, his Torah, how he passed him, inevitably, every time when he had passed him, what he said was exactly what his father said. So one day he turned to his father. He said, Tati, he said, he said, you're some 25 years my senior, and what have you been doing those 25 years? You've been learning. He says, but I every time they come to Shayla, he said, I have the same ideas I tell you that you have. I was able to pass me Shayla the same way. What more do I have to strive for? What more can I gain in Torah that I don't have, that you have? So he said, Hope you do. He said, be patient and you'll see. It happened that in Brisk there was a terrible tragedy. I say the term burned. And the streets have many years, a Sefer Torah that burns, and if it burns to such a, the question is to what degree it burned, whether it can be repaired, or you have the degrees, it has to be buried. So if it's burned to that degree, that has to be buried. So there's there's a spadim, there's a vaya, just like you lose a human being. It's a big tragedy. It's a basis, so everybody cries about it. So there came a Sefer Torah burned in Brisk, and they came in with a shaila about the Sefer Torah to whether to burn to the degree that it's lost its kedusha, that you can't repair, you have to bury it, or could you? So calmly, Shulei, the 19-year-old, he looks at the Sefer Torah and he tells him the track. He says, "Now you go into my father." So they went into his father, and to Rabbi Yomin. They said, "The Rabbi," he said, "You have a shai the Sefer Torah burned." He said, "What?" He said, "The Sefer Torah burned." But they're black and chalish. He fainted immediately. Black and chalish. It's a muggy minted until they got him back. They were able to wake him up. So he sat. So after they woke him up, he sat down, and then he was lying in the shaila, and he told them what to do. So he called the son in Yeshua. He said, "What did you do? Tell me, my kid." He said, "When they came in with the Sefer Torah, what was your reaction?" He said, "What do you mean? I looked at the Sefer Torah, and I saw to what degree it was burnt, and I made a decision whether it's based on how badly it was burnt." He says, "No, that's what you have to gain for. It's not only the idea Torah, it's not only the knowledge, but you have to absorb in yourself a hergish, a sensitivity that when you hear a tragedy like that, a Sefer Torah with its kedusha burnt," he said, that's what all the Yom Israel. From the Kaishu Emer Rotzak, which Baruch Zak is Israel, the Tigel and Hebron Torah Mitzvah, Shinema, and the Neu Chovis Vatziklo Yag Torah.
Rabbi, 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 Rabbi,